What's up, YouTube? It seems like every other day somebody is clapping back at Wendy Williams. This time it's Aretha Franklin's estate clapping back at Wendy for her ignorant comments about the upcoming Aretha Franklin documentary. Now you know you're doing something wrong if you have someone's estate clapping back at you. In my opinion, people need to learn how to let the dead rest in peace because all they're doing is making the family suffer. But anyway, Aretha Franklin filmed the unreleased documentary Amazing Grace in 1972. And although Aretha Franklin told the Detroit Press in 2015, quote, "I love the film itself," she stonewalled the release, securing 2 court injunctions and saying she had not licensed use of her likeness. Well, on the March 15 episode of The Wendy Williams Show, Wendy Williams insinuated that Aretha Franklin was basically low budget and possibly embarrassed by the film. And she claimed that Aretha had this documentary filmed on one camera while she sang in a stripped down church with natural hair and no lashes, as if seeing Aretha Franklin looking normal with a natural hairstyle and not a face full of makeup in church was a bad thing. For the record, the documentary was actually filmed on 5 cameras by an award-winning director. However, Wendy Williams made a number of disparaging and possibly false remarks about the documentary on her show, including, quote, "When you don't have real professional people doing real professional things for you, sometimes you lose out." And Wendy also referred to, quote, "Cousin Junebug ruining Aretha Franklin's business affairs," and she insinuated that the film is only being released now because Aretha Franklin's estate is in a financial crisis. Wendy said, quote, "I would imagine that now the bill collectors are like, okay, rest in peace, Aretha Franklin, but we still need our money for this, we need money for that. So by putting this movie out, I would say the estate is probably going to be paying bills for this," end quote. You guys, people have so much to say about the dead. It's really, really sad. But anyway, Aretha Franklin's family issued a statement addressing each of Wendy Williams' foul comments. The statement says, "Aretha Franklin was an icon, a musical genius, and a much awarded American cultural treasure. Therefore, it is astounding that on March 15, 2019, the broadcast of Wendy Williams Show, host Wendy Williams made a series of inaccurate and disparaging statements about the Aretha Franklin concert film Amazing Grace, which opens in limited theaters on April 5th and nationally on April 19th. Her commentary indicates that she has neither seen the documentary nor understands its import or intent. First, Amazing Grace was conceived as a documentary. The footage was shot by Oscar-winning director Sidney Pollack in anticipation of broadcasting a once-in-a-lifetime event, a live gospel album recording, but was never completed for technical reasons. The film remnants were rediscovered, restored, and championed over 2 decades by producer Alan Elliott. As such, the unburnished images capture Aretha Franklin in New Temple Missionary Baptist Church in Los Angeles in 1972 as a premier R&B and gospel interpreter who had just notched 8 consecutive R&B #1 hits. Miss Franklin had specifically sought to perform in a stripped-down church service setting. By showing a brief clip out of context and mocking its quality on her show, Williams inaccurately represented Miss Franklin and the movie to her audience. Second, 1972 was the era of Black power and Black is beautiful. In her short natural hair and simple makeup, Miss Franklin was in step with the times and appropriate to the occasion. There was no quote-unquote showgirl glamour, no pressed hair, and no eyelashes, the lack of which Wendy Williams ridiculed on her program. The simplicity of the presentation gives Amazing Grace its power. Scholars, film critics, pop culture experts, and Hollywood stalwarts have raved about the film, including Oscar-winning director Spike Lee, who recently came aboard as a producer and told Variety the film is, quote, mesmerizing and transformative. Third, Wendy Williams mentioned that Miss Franklin, quote, made an album from this. But she failed to know that the album is Aretha Franklin's seminal recording, Amazing Grace, which sold more than 2 million copies, earned a Grammy Award, and is still the biggest selling live gospel album of all time. By not highlighting this fact, Williams further diminished both the documentary and Miss Franklin's legacy. Y'all, this PR statement is written like a lawsuit, like they finna sue Wendy Williams. But anyway, they continue. Fourth, Wendy Williams' statement that, quote, nobody's going to the movies to see a one-shot deal like Black and White, end quote, is punitive and misinformed. Thousands, if not millions, are clamoring to see this full-color film. Many have already enjoyed repeating viewings during last December's Oscar-qualifying one-week run in LA and New York, where the film earned glowing reviews in publications from Rolling Stone to the New York Times. Amazing Grace earned a 95 average rating on Metacritic and a 96 critical score at Rotten Tomatoes. Sounds like they're positioning this film for an Oscar. Forget Wendy Williams, they're saying this film is Oscar-worthy. And they say, finally, Wendy Williams suggests that the Franklin estate sought national distribution for Amazing Grace to satisfy the singer's outstanding debts. This is not true. Period. It is only through the approval of the estate and the efforts of the film's producers that it is finally being seen. The public rollout for Amazing Grace, which includes screenings at African American museums and Black churches this month, has received support from African American pastors and fans across the country. And while Aretha Franklin had initially imposed an injunction on Amazing Grace, her objections had nothing to do with its quality. Negotiations were incomplete at the time of her death. Her family feels this documentary is another prime example of the Queen of Soul's genius. Wendy Williams gave additional false information in her March 15th program. Sabrina Owens, Miss Franklin's niece and executor of her estate, has never been head of the singer's security detail. Ms. Owens is a career professional who holds a master's degree and is employed as a chief negotiator at one of the nation's top public universities. Okay? Further, she is the personal representative of her mother's estate, singer and songwriter Irma Franklin. Owens also created the blueprint for Franklin's celebration of life and week-long homegoing services. None of Ms. Franklin's 4 sons has ever served as her manager. However, Franklin's brother, Reverend Cecil Franklin, who was a Morehouse College graduate, was her manager for more than 30 years until his death in December 1989. Contrary to Wendy Williams' derisive reference, there is no, quote, cousin Junebug making decisions for the estate, okay? Wendy Williams is the host of the most watched daytime gossip show. Y'all see, she didn't say celebrity news, she said daytime gossip show in syndicated television. However, that does not give her license to offer misleading commentary about a legacy entertainer based on unverified information. In this instance, the show's research team let Wendy Williams down. At a time when the media is fighting the battle against quote-unquote fake news, Wendy Williams continues to perpetuate false facts, and her commentary was irresponsible. You guys, leave a comment and let me know what you think about Wendy Williams' commentary on the Amazing Grace film. Was Wendy Williams out of line for her comments? Was she as misinformed as the estate claims she is? Or do you think she was just giving her opinion? Leave a comment and let me know what you think. And let me know, will you be watching this documentary? I'm going to put a poll in the video and let me know, will you be watching? I do see the discussion about this topic is already starting to pop on the Ask Herbie mobile app. And if you're not familiar with the Ask Herbie app, here are some details so you can sip the tea for yourself. You can use the app to discuss your favorite celebrities and get advice all in one app. The celebrity gossip does get a little messy, so just remember it is allegedly, and it's completely anonymous. No email or registration is required. You just download the app and jump right into it. And it's free and available for both iPhone and Android.
Hey there, Layla. I've got some tea for you, girl. And it's hot, fresh, and messy. With the Ask Herbie app, you can now sit back and sip some tea or share some tea, all anonymously. And while you're there, you can even anonymously request advice or give advice to others on anything from relationships to everyday issues. Plus, listen to Herbie as he picks his favorite topics and replies to them himself in the Herbie Says section of the app. It's easy to join the Ask Herbie community. Just download the free app on your Android or iPhone device and jump right into the party. No email address or registration is required. And remember, it's completely anonymous. So what are you waiting for? Download Ask Herbie today.
That's it for the video, but if you want more from me, head on over to Facebook where I'm launching my new Facebook show, Honey Child. Honey Child is where I'll be sharing more celebrity news and entertainment stories and doing a little girl chat. So head on over to facebook.com/LaylaLynnTV1 and hit the like button. Attention YouTubers, you've asked and I'm delivering. I'm sharing with you step by step my secrets to making money on YouTube. And my free guide, How to Make Money on YouTube, is the first step to learning exactly what to do to make money on YouTube. So go to my new website, howtomakemoneyonyt.com, to download your copy today. The link is here on the screen, it's in the description box, and it's in the comments, so you can't miss it.